What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Kevin Prolex TV. Boy, do I got one for you. Check this out. Here we got a story about a couple. They're in a relationship, and they go to this guy's friend's wedding, and chaos ensues. Anyway, here we go. Am I the asshole for leaving my girlfriend at a wedding after she told me the bride I used to have a crush on? What? Okay, here we go. I, 27 male, was invited to a friend's wedding last weekend. Not someone I talked to every day, but we were close back in college, and I stayed in touch. The bride and I had a flirty friendship back in the day. Nothing ever happened, but I did used to have a bit of a crush on her. Early in my relationship with my girlfriend, 26 female, I mentioned that in passing. Just one of those, haha, yeah, college was messy conversations. The wedding itself was great. My girlfriend and I got dressed up, had a couple of drinks, danced a little. At some point, I noticed her and the bride talking by the bar. They were smiling, laughing. Nothing seemed off, up until the bride started acting really weird around me, like distant, uncomfortable. Later, one of the bridesmaids, who I also know, pulls me aside and goes, "Hey, just so you know, your girlfriend told the bride you used to be in love with her and that she should watch herself tonight." I honestly didn't know what to say. I confronted my girlfriend about it, and she didn't deny it. She said I didn't want to cause drama, but I thought she deserved to know the history. You didn't want to cause drama, but you're causing drama. Okay. I told her there was no history, and that even if there had been, saying something like that at someone else's wedding was completely out of line. She got super defensive, said I was blowing it out of proportion and caring more about the bride's feelings than hers. Gaslighting. I told her I was embarrassed, hurt, and honestly kind of shocked by how casually she tried to stir the pot at someone else's wedding. She ended up dismissing everything I said, told me to get over it and stop making a scene. All right. Dismissive? Telling you to get over it and to stop making a scene. Bruh, run. So I said, fuck that, and I left. I got in the car and drove home without her. I figured she'd find a way back with one of her friends. She knew several other people there. She eventually did, but now she's saying I abandoned her, and a couple of her friends are messaging me saying I humiliated her, and I'm an awful person for just leaving without her. I don't feel like I was in the wrong to walk away, but I was just upset and super annoyed and starting to think that I handled this a little bit wrong. Am I the asshole? No! What the hell? Bruh. Okay, let's flip this back onto her. If she was in the situation, how would she feel? I swear, sometimes these people don't think I'll think. Anyway, here's some comments. Yeah, not the asshole. Completely inappropriate. You had a crush. You weren't in love. Your girlfriend completely blew it out of proportion and made the situation uncomfortable for both of you, the bride and her husband. Your girlfriend is the asshole. Someone says, she's not just an asshole, but a psycho and a narcissistic sociopath. She just tried to make the bride's biggest day about herself by throwing OP under the bus because even though nothing happened between OP and the bride, it has obviously been gnawing at her so much she had to be the one to cross the line so inappropriately. Right? Wow. Another person says, yeah, red flags all over this. This was your girlfriend deliberately ruining the bride's wedding day. Jealousy rearing its ugly head. By telling the bride an exaggerated lie about your feelings back in college, what exactly was she trying to warn her about? Like you were going to make a declaration of love when making a speech? Or pin her in a corner saying you should have married me? What the actual fuck? Your girlfriend has issues. You will always have to wonder, what is she saying to people to keep you to herself? Yeah, right? Another person says, I'll bet 5,000 that any one of the friends who criticize you would have lost their minds had this happened at their own wedding. There you go. Another person. She stirred up drama at someone else's wedding over a dead college crush, then played victim when you called her out. That's not love, that's insecurity and a sign of immaturity. One more. You shared something vulnerable and trust, and she weaponized it to create unnecessary drama at someone else's wedding. That's incredibly disrespectful to everyone involved. Walking away to avoid a scene was mature. You didn't abandon her. You set a boundary after being humiliated. Her reaction says a lot. And there you go. don't think we have to hear anymore. You should be running right now. Hopefully she's your ex-girlfriend and she's not your current girlfriend. What the hell? And like the other person said, what did you say to people behind your back that you don't know about? Anyway, if you stay in this, you're going to get a lot more of this and more. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.